This is another episode of the Backstage Sports Podcast. I'm Joe Connor.
I'm JT Harker.
And today we have a very special guest, Mr. Malik Platts. What's up, man? Welcome to the show. Welcome in. JT, bring the people in on who we're talking to today.
So Malik, who we both know.
Yeah.
We've never all been around each other, but I knew you had to know him because of the Philly Connect.
Yeah, Philly, I always tell people Philly is such a big, small city. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I believe it.
It's crazy.
I believe it.
And when he said, JT text me Malik's name, I'm like, okay, cool. Like, we always, go back and forth about who we're thinking about having on the show. And I was like, okay, whatever. And then I was like, wait a minute. Malik Platt, that sounds familiar. So then I went to Facebook and I grabbed the picture and I was like, this Malik? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, yo, I know, like, I've met him before. Like, he's a friend of my sister's, and I think we met like at my house.
Yeah, we met at your house. Yeah, for your sister's. It was her birthday party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Malik's part of the whole Philly crew that when I first met you, I asked if you knew, and I think over the years you've gotten to know several of them.
Yeah.
But a big group, and I actually met Malik through Chase, right, Malik?
Yeah, we met through Chase.
Wow.
And we're talking like 8
years ago.
A minute ago, yeah.
And Malik actually used to come over to my house.
Yep.
This is when I was with Austin's mom, and we were watching games and just hanging, drinking, just doing stupid stuff.
Yeah.
And and now, so Malik, you're in Vegas now.
Yeah, I'm living in Vegas, but my office is in Pasadena, so I'm back and forth to LA like every 2 weeks.
Dude, I did not know that you were living in Vegas. So how long have you been?
Well, I just moved to Vegas last year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
I was just in Vegas last weekend. I'm gonna be in Vegas this weekend. So
anytime you're here, man, hit me up. I mean, I'm gonna be in LA this weekend, but anytime you're here.
Okay. So we'll link up. Yeah, I'm there often because one of the rock group that I play for that you guys know. The two brothers, the leads, they both live in Vegas. So whenever we did a show last weekend, and so we go to Vegas, we rehearse, we meet up, then we go where we got to go, and then so I'm up there. So I'll hit you up next time with there.
Yeah, hit me up anytime.
The last show we played before COVID, literally right before the shutdown.
Oh yeah,
we were on a Saturday night, I think it was or Friday.
Yeah.
At Stoney's out there in Vegas.
Okay, in Vegas, yeah.
It's a dope venue.
Yeah.
But Malik, so even though we used to hang out a fair amount, what I know about you is this. I know you're a big financial guy. You understand money. You understand finances. You understand economics. But you've also always, as long as I've known you, had very strong ties to sports and athletes and also entertainers, the music world. You're always connecting people out there. Speaking of Vegas, we drove out to Vegas for a meeting you set up once, me and Megan Groach and Cuddy.
Yeah.
Shout out to them. So you got your hands in a lot of things. You know a lot of people. But tell everybody what your main, and I'll get into this other stuff, Joe, after we touch on this real quick.
Yeah.
But what is your main kind of career, and then any of the other hustles or any of your other interests that you're involved in?
It all intertwines into one. So what I am is I'm the head of business development for Teller Insurance and Financial Services, right? So Ezelfi Teller, the president of my firm, is the top African American advisor in the country. So he actually shooting a reality show now called On Mind, Body, Money, which I'm on like 4 episodes. So you'll see my acting debut in the fall.
Hell yeah!
I gotta give the people what they want.
Right.
And but then you'll see me on the ground level. Like we have partnerships with this year because of the NBA. You can go to from high school to the NBA again. So I have partnership with a prep school that's putting about, I'm gonna say 1 or 2 players in the NBA every year. Wow. So we'll probably have, a lottery pick next year. But,
wait a minute. Is this are you breaking news on the podcast right now? Is this official? Because I would, right, JT? We've been hearing about them talking about when we're going to end
this year is the year.
Oh,
this
wow.
year is the year that you can go from high school to
but we're talking about to the G League, right?
Yeah, to the G League,
right.
But no, you can go from the G League. They
like NBA teams can draft you.
Yeah,
starting draft 2021.
Gotcha.
Wow.
Gotcha. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's broken news here, fam.
Yeah. You know, I give you guys the exclusives.
Yeah. Come on, exclusive. Okay.
And I was just online last night trying to buy a Jalen Green card, the only basketball card he has, because because these guys are hopping straight to the league.
Yeah,
they hopping straight to the league. So
Okay.
We have those relationships with a prep school that's probably going to put a lottery pick in the draft. But a lot of people don't see the work that goes into a year and a half preparation to getting this kid.
Right.
You see the results when you're at the table.
Right.
But people don't see the results, like the preparation of getting the kid and talking to the coach, the parent. Right. Because he has plenty of decisions to pick from.
Right.
So Malik, could you get me a workout? Because I'm ready to go right now.
Oh God.
I got the veteran leadership. I got the outside shot. I just trained for 2 weeks with my 14-year-old son. I'm ready to go.
I'm not even mad at that.
We are 6-0 in 2-on-2 games at the park right up the street.
Okay.
Really?
Okay.
That's
so
son and dad.
In case you guys aren't good at math, that's undefeated.
Okay, so you're the Phoenix Suns, right? Phoenix Suns are 6-0.
Our winning percentage is 1,000.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we work on the guys' finances, making sure first that they're in a good setting as far as. We prefer them go with, agents that we have because our guys are very great. Mm-hmm. But work on their life after the sport. That's our main focus.
Yeah.
When basketball's over, when the limousines stop, when the girls stop calling, the calls stop coming, like we want you to live the same comfortable lifestyle that you're living while you're playing.
Right.
So that's what we focus on. So it's more estate planning, investments, tax diversification, those type plays, but just getting on the ground level with these guys. That
stuff is really important. I don't think people realize how important that stuff is because I think the last time I checked, the numbers said it was like really mind-boggling how whatever the percentage was of players, professional athletes that go broke. Like it was like it was crazy. It was something I can't believe it was 30 or 40% or something like that. Something wild that you wouldn't expect to hear from people who make millions of dollars every year. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Malik, can we set up a retirement fund where we liquidate all the females that are not calling them anymore and send them my way? Is there like an account thing? Just liquidate the females directly to my cell phone number.
Okay, liquidate them.
Because I will still be single at the
they
rate I'm going.
They cover the bill though. They cover the bill.
Yeah, that's another bill.
Those ones do.
Yeah.
I see. I specialize in the non-bill, in the non-funded relationships.
Okay. The pro bono side of things.
I supply some drinks, and that's about the whole bill.
Yeah.
But that's basically it. But prior to the career I'm in, I was in the music business. So I worked for years for a huge music manager. That's where I get all my music relationships from.
Okay.
So, I still have my great relationships in music. So, and I always say all business is predicated off relationships anyway.
Which is a fact. So where were you working as far as on the music side of things? Like what was your
music management
back then? Okay.
No, music management. I had a rapper with the joint venture with the big record label back in like 2003.
Okay.
I had producers signed to a well-known record label and 2 pub deals.
Okay.
So and then just doing like placements as far as TV, scoring and stuff like that is the reason why we came into LA.
Yeah.
Through the Eve show and just doing stuff up there with Eve.
I think Jazz told me that. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm listening, like we are doing a lot of the same things. So as you're talking, I'm like, how did I never know any of this information? Like scoring and all that. So okay, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. But I still have contacts in that space. If my friend Wendell Haynes, he scores on probably like 11 shows right now, and he's actually doing a Breonna Taylor documentary. He's scoring that.
Oh, that's dope.
Oh yeah, that's big. So always got relationships for you, man.
Yeah. All right. Well, see, now we listen. Like I said, LA is similar to Philly, where I say it's a huge small city too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So at some point, it's destiny that you'll run into some people that you run into these small circles. Because I had no idea that you knew JT You know what I'm saying? That you guys was as close as you was. I was like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah.
Really
So
dope.
let me interrupt real quick because I kind of skipped ahead a little, Malik. Usually we start the show off with this day in history, although we've missed the last few weeks. But there also hasn't been a lot that's happened historically in the last few weeks.
Okay.
All the seasons have been moved around, so we're not on normal kind of schedule.
Right.
But I got some interesting ones for today. 1919, the Green Bay Packers Football Club, as they call it, founded by George Calhoun and Curly Lambeau, for the Lambeau Field namesake, was named after their sponsor, the Indian Packing Company. That's how they got their name, the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
I've never seen that one before. I thought that was very interesting.
I haven't seen
that either. 1929, Babe Ruth becomes the first professional baseball player to hit 500 home runs ever.
Oh, dope.
Wow.
We've got some other not quite as interesting ones, but one that we got Reggie Jackson here, 1980 for the Yankees. Reggie Jackson hits his 400th home run.
Okay.
And then this one was a cool one. Actually, this one's a special one. 1984, Carl Lewis duplicates Jesse Owens' 1936 feat. Hadn't been done since 1936.
Wow. 4th
Olympic gold medal. He won it as part of the U.S. 4x100 meter relay team with a world record of 37.83 seconds. And the really cool thing about this is a 2-year-old Jonathan Thomas Harker was present for this event. Yes, he was.
Wow.
This Olympics took place at the Olympic Stadium over there at USC, and I was there. I don't remember anything, but I was.
Yeah, that would be weird if you did, but
crazy, right?
That's dope.
And then I got a special birthday today, and let me tell you something.
Oh no, really?
What are you gonna do when Hulk Hogan turns 67 years old on you?
Shout out Hulk Hogan.
Welcome, the Hulk Hogan impersonation.
Man.
Yeah, wow.
Listen.
Happy birthday, Hulk.
Man, there was a Hulk Hogan impression coming out around our crew maybe once a day when this pre-COVID, when we were on the road and stuff. So we definitely gonna give Hulk the respect he deserves. Shout out, happy birthday, Hulk
right there.
Hogan.
Ultimate Warrior Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, let's jump into all of the craziness of the sports world right now. We got to start with this Dame. I know everybody has heard it by now about this Dame Dollar. Dame versus Pat Bev versus Paul George. So basically, this was a Twitter beef type situation that kind of it's been going on for a while, but it really started on the court. So the Portland Trailblazers were playing the Clippers. They were down 2 points. Dame goes to the line and Dame bricks both free throws. Yeah. Patrick Beverley, who's not playing, by the way, is going nuts on the sideline. He's laughing. He's tapping his watch. Oh, it must be Dame time. Like he doing all the shenanigans or whatever. Him and Marcus Morris over there. So then in post game, they asked Damian, about, did you see Pat Beverley taking shots at you, making fun of you at the line and all that stuff? Dame comes back swinging. So if you're not watching, we have up here Dame's comment. Let's read what Dame's comment said. So he said, asking me about Patrick Beverley, who I sent home before at the end of a game. Paul George just got sent home by me last year in the playoffs. So they know. The reason that they're reacting like this is because of what they expect from me, which is a sign of respect. It just shows what I've done at a higher clip more times than not. I'm not offended by it. If anything, it should just tell you how much it hurt them to go through what I put them through in those situations previously.
Wow.
Shots. Okay. So Dame comes back pretty hard. Somebody posted and I guess tags Patrick Beverley and PG. And Patrick says on the post, Cancun on 3 emojis, right? Then Paul George chimes in and says, and you getting home sent this year. Respect. Damian Lillard comes back with, you keep switching teams, running from the grind. You boys is chumps. Okay.
I like that one.
I did like that one.
Then we started hearing that the women and the children was getting involved. Somebody, I don't know if like Paul George's girlfriend said something, but then Aisha Curry jumped in it and said, "I'm gonna delete this soon, but my husband beat all 3 of you."
Oh,
Got kind of out of control.
Aisha.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
So what do you make of the Dame versus PG and Pat Bev situation at this point? And who is anybody a winner and a loser in this so far?
Man,
it's well, I think Damian Lillard, in my opinion, I respect him a lot because he stuck with one team and didn't ever build a super team, and he really takes that team on his back every year to the playoffs.
He does.
Paul does go from team to team. You know,
that's a fact.
It just is what it is. He's looking for that chip.
Yeah.
I don't think none of them are. Who can say who's the winner? Because neither of them won a chip, but Steph. Right. So like only Steph has won it, and Steph has had super teams.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know who could win. Like, you know what I
mean? My feeling is, you know, and somebody made a good point. They said, I think it was Shannon Sharp who said, Pat Beverly is the guy riding in the back seat of the car yelling at the chicks out the window, right? Like Dame is the driver. You know what I'm saying? We can even consider Paul George a driver or a front seat passenger.
Yeah.
So Pat Beverly, you can't really be coming at Dame, who is a bona fide superstar, who has carried teams to the playoffs, who has shown up in big moments, right? To me, that's like Draymond going at Charles Barkley. To me, like I thought that was like a mismatch as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about it too, you have to look at it that these guys are younger guys, right? So the Michael Jordans and the Iversons would just show it on the court, right? They wouldn't go back and forth on Twitter or you know, all of this stuff. Jordan or Iverson would just take you to the hole and then talk afterwards.
If Jordan had Twitter, I feel like he'd have some smart things to say.
I do too, but I don't think he would be Kevin Durant.
No.
Oh, you know what I mean?
Well, jeez.
Yeah.
If Michael Jordan was on Twitter today, he'd be like, but he had this many more wins than LeBron and this, you know. But first of all, I want to be very clear. They're all winning because they all make way more money than I do. They're making millions of dollars to not only play basketball, play at a high level, get into the playoffs, and they get to yap at each other and you know, boost their views and their shares and all this stuff, and they're all laughing all the way to the bank. But at the end of the day, you know, Patrick Beverly's in the best situation this year to win a championship.
Yeah, he is.
Damian Lillard's, in my opinion, the best player out of all the 3 when we're talking about Pat Bev, PG, and Damian Lillard, although PG's obviously a high-level player. Joe, you and I have talked about this a bunch. Like, I do respect when guys stay. You and I don't know if I want to win.
Right.
But, you know, I don't know Dame's situation, but when you got kids, you got a wife, you have a life, you have somewhere that you started your career and you plan on staying there. I completely respect that. So I'm not going to knock him for staying there. And it's their job to hopefully get more talent around him. And they can make runs. So I respect him. He's a Bay Area guy too. So shout out to the Bay Area. I like PG. Him and Dame are possible Hall of Famers. Pat Bev's not. And Pat Bev hasn't won a championship yet, and it's looking like they may not this year. So he's just, but you know, that's his swag. That's his thing. He's a yapper. He's a talker. He's also a very good player. But obviously, who wins the whole thing is Steph Curry. Steph Curry, I don't know if you guys heard this, is getting his own Jordan brand style shoe with Under Armour. He's now going to have his own line of shoes.
Wait, so they're doing a brand partnership just to create a different shoe?
Brand.
Wow,
that's dope.
It was just announced today or yesterday. It's a big deal.
He took the equity in Under Armour. Steph's very smart. He didn't take the cash up front. He took equity in the company. That was a smart move, you know.
So,
well, he also was like the Under Armour guy. Like people wasn't messing with Under Armour before.
No, not before
Steph did it. So that was smart in itself, just to kind of be a trailblazer.
It's very similar to MJ with Nike, because back then Nike was not really considered a basketball brand.
One of the young cats just did it with New Balance. They kind of like were.
Oh yeah, it's the guy that plays for the Clippers.
Oh, Kawhi. Yeah, Kawhi was kind of one of the first guys with New Balance.
New Balance.
Yeah. That's interesting because I used to get made fun of for wearing New Balance like my sophomore year in high school. No one wore New Balance.
Being honest, nobody is still rocking New Balance, but that was a big signing for them to kind of push things in another direction.
I'll go grab a pair of New Balance out of my closet right now.
And you probably can't fit them.
I wear them now.
What, like, where? Like, to take out the trash?
Listen, to be clear, I'm also a 30-year-old white man, so that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, we're not checking for New Balance just yet.
Kawhi's gonna make them cool.
Yeah, maybe. Kawhi got to make himself cool first.
Exactly.
And then, you know what I'm saying? That's the thing.
Some personality.
The process, it's already an uphill battle for Kawhi.
He's rough. He's made me kind of not like him, to be honest.
He's not really likable. If we just being honest, the whole robotic thing.
Yeah.
But so all of that happened. But aside from the drama, from the TMZ drama that was going on, it was a lot of basketball craziness. This is NBA's March Madness right now, and I don't think we realized that it would be like this. Like when we thought, like, oh, they're gonna come back and play this 8th game play-in thing. I don't think anybody
like preseason.
Me too.
Like preseason.
Me too. And it feels like I should be filling out a bracket. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy. So the craziest part of it, obviously, right now is the race for the 8th seed, right, in the West. So basically, let's look at the picture right now. The playoff picture in the West, the bottom, right? So JT, your boy, Zion Williamson is officially out. Okay, he's done.
Of the year.
He's done. Okay. Right now, Memphis is holding place in the 8th seed, and then you have Portland barely, and then you have Portland right behind them, San Antonio right behind Portland, and Phoenix, who is undefeated in the bubble. We'll talk about them. Crazy? It's really weird. The bubble is also like really weird. You know what I'm saying? It's not the bubble was not a continuation of the regular season. It's like a whole new season where people that we've never heard of are averaging like 40, and teams like the Phoenix Suns are beating everybody. Like
guys
legit
been working
teams.
On their game.
It's crazy. So this is the playoff picture right now as far as the 8th seed goes. Who do you guys think is going to come out of the this little pack right here? And who do you think is going to have the biggest chance to give the Lakers a scare in that 1-8 matchup?
Let me start here because this goes back to last week when we were arguing about Zion or Ja and Memphis. I was already literally screaming last week, that Memphis needs to win a game. And Joe was telling me, well, they don't have an uphill battle. And I'm like, they don't. They still had to. But they need to win a game. And they managed to win
a game. That was my point, though. That was my point.
The problem is Portland looks strong. They look healthy, which is a big one. They got their guy, I think it's Jerkic. Their center back.
Okay, let's clear this.
He's huge.
You're talking about what's his name?
It's Jerkic or Jerkic?
It's Jerkic, I think. Jerkic. The whole last week he was saying Jerkic, and I'm like, who is Jerkic? But yes,
Jerkic or Jerkic. I don't know how to say these.
It's not Jerkic. It's Jerkic.
It's a Y. It's a Y. I thought it was pronounced a J. The point is,
it's Jerkic.
The point is, he's nice, by the way.
He's super nice.
The other thing is, the key for them is they're just older and they're a veteran team. They've got Dame. CJ McCollum, who I haven't watched a whole lot of until the bubble, is unbelievable.
He's been unbelievable. He's been unbelievable.
He's just so nice, and them as a duo is so nice, and they have got a squad. And I'm telling you, the key right now, Melo finally being okay with coming off the bench or being a role player, because I'm telling you what, dude, in clutch moments, he is hitting three after three. He's been doing it for so long. He's the key for that team. I think they're going to take over that spot. And the other problem for Memphis, because I would give them a shot to stay in the 9th. But the problem is they've also now lost Jaren Jackson Jr., who's fantastic.
Yeah.
They lost Dylan Brooks, I think, was out for at least a game. They're banged up. They're young. They're going to only get better. And Phoenix, meanwhile, is surging. San Antonio is surging.
Yeah.
So I think Memphis is going to end up just where my Pelicans and my Zion Williamson is.
Yeah.
My true rookie of the year, which is outside looking in.
Not the true rookie of the year. But the thing is about Memphis, like Memphis caught some bad breaks, like you said, with losing Jackson. I looking at Memphis's record before the bubble started. When I say, you know, they didn't have an uphill battle. I also wasn't gonna. It wasn't an assumption that they would go like 1-5 in the bubble. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what happened to Memphis, but
partly is because the competition's stiffer now, because now you're playing all the teams that have a shot, right?
Yeah.
So I looked at the schedule and I was like, oh damn, like
their last three games, I figured they can even if they broke, even if they went, 3-3 or 3,
but
from
it's
that
a problem.
first stand.
Because their last 3 games are against the top 3 teams in the East. You know what I mean? It's like that. It's tough.
But I figured that they would win more than one game. And I figured they would do enough to hold on. I also didn't expect Portland to go Super Saiyan on the rest of the league. You know what I'm saying? Like Portland's had some really big wins. Phoenix has beat everybody they played. So this whole thing was really unprecedented. Like, it was just really weird and not really on the trajectory of what it was in the regular season. If I had to worry about anybody as far as the 1-8 matchup, to me, it would be Portland because they got Dame. You know what I'm saying? Dame is a killer. CJ McCollum is also a killer. He just sometimey. You know what I'm saying? So, but they got talent, like from top to bottom on the Portland roster. They're a really talented team. And so
Gary
they
Trent
do.
Jr.
Who?
Gary Trent Jr.'s balling.
They got some talent. But then again, I'm also looking at Phoenix. Like, Phoenix is hot. You know what I'm saying? And that's another part of this whole thing that is really March Madness-y to me, right? Because in the March Madness tournament, a team can just get hot and end up in the Final Four. You know what I'm saying? Like, a team that you never heard before. They can have one guy, you know what I'm saying? Like, Devin Booker, it can be that Steph Curry for that Davidson team. You know what I mean? Like, you got a hot player with a hot team.
They've been a team that's had expectations as a young up and coming team with an up and coming superstar. But a big part of this is, again, those guys that we don't really talk about throughout the regular season getting whatever the hell his name is from Portland back. That's a big thing, even though he's not one of their top 3 or 4 guys. He's a huge glue guy and a starter. And you know what I mean? So for Phoenix, and then with them, you've got young guys that are coming of age that just had all this time to literally just get stronger and work on their game and take a step back and see what they had to do to improve. It's shaking up the whole league, man, and we got a bunch of rising stars coming from it.
The other thing that is not, I guess we didn't really take into account and looking at their schedules when they were going into the bubble, is they're playing some teams that are load managing, that are, the Lakers, teams like the Lakers and the Clippers and the Bucks that have locked up their seeds or whatever, have, they're not playing, right? Or they're playing bad because they're not really motivated. Like, they don't really have a reason to be playing everybody.
They better put it into gear because they don't look good.
I know.
And to be honest, they might be load managing, but they look like they're out there trying to win games, and they're just not. That's not good. That's not good.
But that's the thing, because I'm going through this thing where I'm watching the Bucks and the Lakers, and I'm seeing like moments where it looks like they can't figure it out, but I'm also seeing moments where like their main guys look disinterested. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're just kind of bored.
They want to
like,
get in where it matters.
So it's like, so the bottom feeders in this little 8 to, this little 8 between Portland, San Antonio, and Phoenix, they look like, those games are really giving them a chance because every game they play matters. So if they play a team that's sitting all their starters in the fourth quarter, it means a lot to them. You know what I mean? So that's another thing that we didn't really factor in. Like, Phoenix is beating teams, you know what I'm saying, that may not be going as hard, maybe going to have speed, maybe sitting people, you know what I mean? But they need every game that they can get. So this is really going to be interesting because every game matters at this point. There's only a couple left.
Man, it's fun.
But that takes us into some of the breakout stars that we've been seeing in the bubble.
Man.
I know JT has a couple of them. Off the top, for me, this guy TJ Warren that just came out of nowhere. He's playing for the Pacers. He's averaging like 40 in a bubble. And me saying, I'm not exaggerating. Like, I don't know what his actual, but it's like 35 or something like that in the bubble.
He's averaging 34 a game. Leading the bubble.
It's just like, what? Before this little stint that he went on, like, I had never heard of TJ Warren.
So I remember.
Oh,
What's
go
up,
ahead.
Malik?
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say,
Oh.
I remember TJ Warren in college. It's funny because I forgot about him, and then when his name sprouted up, I was like, I know this guy's name. I had seen him in the tournament. He was actually ACC Player of the Year, but he wasn't drafted that high. I don't even think he was a lottery pick. I could be wrong about that, but obviously wasn't a hugely.
Also,
smart guy.
Jared Dudley was ACC Player of the Year, so
Hey,
you know
Jared Dudley's had a full NBA career.
he has, but he at no point was he ever averaging 35.
30 or more in 4 of 5 games. 39 against your boy LeBron, and of course the big game with 53, which I actually just watched every point. I didn't watch the whole game, but I watched every bucket. They showed it in a highlight reel. He was on fire, unbelievable. I don't know if he can sustain it, but he could at least be a nice player next to some budding stars in Oladipo and Sabonis, who's out right now with some injury stuff, who's one of the guys I'm looking at to break as a card collector to break out in the next couple of years because he's looking real nice. Malik, what have you thought about the bubble and some of these young guys breaking out?
No, I mean, Devin Booker's definitely doing what he always does.
Right.
I don't think he's going to be in Phoenix next year. I think somebody like New York.
Is he a free agent next year?
I think either next year or the year after. But
Okay.
I just think either like a New York or a Chicago will pick him up. A bigger market.
Yeah.
But the TJ kid that you're talking about, you got to realize too, a lot of these guys are probably just working harder than some of the stars because like their time to shine.
That's what I was saying.
So like if it's your time to shine, like you're gonna go put in extra work and extra everything because like we got 8 games left, 10 games, whatever we got left. I got to show the world,
right? Because
it might be my contract year,
right?
And if it's my contract now, it's like you got to pay me.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
You gotta pay me now.
Right.
I just showed you what I can do. So, a lot of the stars, and I'm not saying they were lackadaisy or whatever like that, but they probably were home, just chilling, getting COVID weight on them. And, it's like, oh, we got 8 games left, whatever,
Yep.
But then a lot of the guys are like, look, this could be my livelihood.
Right.
So I got to come with the 8 games. So, kudos to everybody that's playing well within the bubble. Portland, I think it gives the Lakers. I don't know. I don't think they can go 7 with them. In my opinion.
Yeah, I don't see that.
Yeah, I don't see that. The Lakers are too big and too tough. On the East, my Sixers we're doing okay.
Man, the Sixers. I don't know what's going on with the Sixers, but at this point, I'm kind of on the like, man, do we need to?
Malik,
do the Sixers need to blow this up? Oh, hey, we got a cameo here.
You're a little one, Malik.
I remember when he was a baby.
What's up, Austin?
I remember when his mom was pregnant with him.
Can't hear you. Oh, was she pregnant?
Yeah, she was pregnant.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
9 years later.
Wow.
Say hi to Joe.
What's up, Austin? Yeah, man. So as far as the Sixers go, like it seems like they can't get away from the injury bug.
They're gonna be back in the process.
They're about to be back trusting the process again. I already felt like Brett Brown's clock was ticking a couple years ago, and now I feel like it's really ticking because the East is pretty much wide open. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Even with Milwaukee, like I don't trust Milwaukee to win anything. You know what I'm saying? Like I might pick them to come out the East, but that's just because I don't think anybody else is really gonna threaten them. But the East is really wide open right now, and for the Sixers to have the talent that they've had on their roster the past couple of years and not make it to the Eastern Conference Finals and not make it to the finals, somebody gonna have to pay for that. You know what I'm saying?
Heads have to roll.
Heads gotta roll. Heads gotta roll.
It's a shame because it's weird because I'm a believer in Embiid and Ben Simmons from just a basketball standpoint of where I come from playing the game. Mm-hmm. But in today's game, Ben Simmons basically refusing to become a better shooter is a big problem. Because it's one thing if you're like, hey, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna let him fly. Lonzo Ball right now is letting threes fly.
Yeah,
he's working on his game. He's shooting it. Sometimes looks better than others. He missed a lot in the bubble. He doesn't look good at all right now, actually. But hey, he's out there and he's shooting them.
Yeah.
But if you're a guy that we're supposed to be one of the guys that's our main dude that we're centering a team around and our point guard, and you're just not gonna go and try to get better.
Yeah.
What are you supposed to do? And Embiid, although I really like. He seems to have great work ethic, and he's obviously a phenomenal talent. I don't know. I'm not a believer in their core.
I'm not either. Embiid to me doesn't he to me he doesn't seem like he works hard enough in the offseason. He doesn't seem like, you know, like I see that he wants to win. Anytime you walking through the tunnel crying at the end of a playoff game, you want to win that playoff game. So like I see that. I understand he wants to win. But a lot of people want things that they don't really put in the effort and the work to get them. You know what I mean? And so for me, I don't see that. Like I don't see that grit that he's really grinding and trying to get better. Same thing with Ben Simmons. And that's why I really liked Jimmy Butler on that team, because I feel like Jimmy Butler raised everybody's bar and made everybody a little bit grittier, made everybody stay on their P's and Q's a little bit better. So to me, that was a huge loss, letting Jimmy Butler walk. I feel like they should have threw all the money they could. They should have gave him ownership in the house. They should have gave him everything. You know what I'm saying? Because seeing them without Jimmy Butler, I'm like, they need a Jimmy Butler. They need somebody to really like be that guy, not only on the court but off the court, because they seem like lackadaisical to me. They seem sloppy. They seem like they lack discipline. You know what I'm saying? That's also coaching. You know what I'm saying? But to me, that's also not having that star to really corral the team and really have them in the right mindset that they need to be in, because they have the talent.
Yeah, you need one of your stars, or at least one of your key guys, to provide that leadership.
Yeah,
and because they're so young and a little bit immature, they need the toughness of Jimmy Butler.
Yeah,
and they're lacking leadership. And I'm not trying to knock Embiid. He's not that old, but he's one of the older starters, I guess. But they're just not providing it.
Yeah.
He's not providing.
Yeah. I mean, it's the difference between goals and desires, right? Your goal is to win the NBA championship, but your desire to put the work in is the difference,
right?
You know, like I interviewed one of my good friends, Brian McKinney, and the year that they won a national championship, he said in the beginning of the season, we decided to do extra workouts as a team. So we had a regular workout, and then he was like, then we did another 2 hours on top of that. Yeah. So that desire to win the championship was there. Yeah. So you see the difference between like a LeBron that has the goals, he's won the championship, but then his desire is still there to still do it even more.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. I mean, so some players just play off pure talent.
Right.
They just have talent, and they don't have to work out. They don't have, but a person with just pure talent, just like you get that same monkey just hitting the things all the time. 100%. It's just like you're a one-trick pony. It's like, okay, you got to bring something different.
Yeah, 100%.
To the situation.
Speaking of that pure talent, let me finish out those bubble breakout stars.
Yeah.
Two guys I'm really excited about. One guy who came out highly touted, and the other guy I had never heard of until the bubble. I'll start with the guy I've never heard of, Derek White from the San Antonio Spurs.
Oh, I knew Derek. Derek White was balling during the year. Yeah, for them.
So I heard he was having a good year.
Yeah, he was.
But in the bubble, 21 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists.
Wow. Yeah. Wow.
Running that team, essentially playing point guard. I checked out a bunch of his games, the short clips of the games. Reminds me a lot of Kawhi. He can score it. He's probably a better shooter. He's a great defender. His defensive instincts are incredible. He's out dunking on the fast break. He's dropping dimes. He's really doing it all, providing that Popovich leadership. Yeah. And moving forward, and again, this ties a little bit into getting into collecting cards, which I cannot believe I do this now.
Yeah.
It's back to being a kid again.
Right.
But the rumors are that
he collects cards.
DeRozan probably isn't going to be there moving forward long term. So they're probably going to center around Derek White. So I would look to him to be I think he's going to be an all-star.
Yeah.
Michael Porter Jr.
Balling.
Former I remember when he was the #1 high school prospect in the country.
Yeah.
Goes to Missouri. I think misses basically the entire year, if not the entire year. All these things surrounding injuries. Slips all the way to the 14th pick in the draft. Slowly been building. He comes back. He was averaging 9 and 3 during the season whenever he came back.
Yeah.
Now in the bubble, 37, 30, 27. He's 6'10" at small forward. He reminds me of like a bigger, better rebounding Klay Thompson.
Yeah.
I think, and this also ties in later if we talk about my two favorite future teams as well.
Yeah.
But I think this guy is going to be an all-star. I actually am going to make a prediction on this show. I think he's going to be a top 8 player in this league.
Yeah.
Even playing with the talent around him.
Yeah.
Which makes the Denver Nuggets the team I'm most excited about moving forward, man. That squad they got.
Yeah.
With Jokic, with him, with Murray, who was their number one guy.
They do have a squad.
Yeah.
And if he can stay healthy, Bol, dude,
dude.
that team is huge.
Yes.
I mean, is
Athletic.
Bol's their 4 and Jokic is their center?
Yeah.
And Porter's their small forward and Murray's at 2.
Yeah.
That's
nasty. He's super athletic. Bol, he's 7 foot, but he can dribble. He can I saw him the other night. He was bringing the ball down the court.
Shoot.
He can pass. He can shoot. He just is the weight of a feather. So if you blow on him, he'll die. So he's definitely got to get in the weight room, but he's only like 20 years old. So he has time to put on some weight and everything like that. But yeah, Michael Porter Jr. Michael was just dealing with injuries since he got into the league. So I've been hearing about him. Like I've been hearing the hype on Michael for a while, but just never really got to see it because he was just injured or he was in and out and stuff like that.
But it was just the one injury though, right? It was just coming back from the back injury.
I don't remember what it was. I just know, he just wasn't there. Like and it was.
I think they just been moving slow with them. It was a really bad injury.
Yeah, because even I was hearing even like when he got drafted, like on draft night, they were hyping him up, and they say he fell in the draft.
14.
But before whatever injury that he had, he was supposed to be like a top 5 pick. You know what I'm saying?
He was the top prospect in the draft in high school. Like he was supposed to be the guy.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if Kyle Kuzma went to that team?
Man, yeah, that would have been crazy.
What if he could still go?
Right. That'd have been crazy though. I mean, he's young and they're both super young and super talented and have a really high ceiling. And like you said, I think that Michael Porter Jr. can be a problem. Like
that squad, man, because they're so young and
They're
Lakers,
very young.
The Lakers have a window.
Yeah.
LeBron's got a window. It's a few years, right?
Yeah.
And the Clippers, I don't know, man. If they win it this year, maybe not. But I see problems with them. I don't know what it is.
I do too.
I see some stuff blowing up. I don't see that being a long-term thing.
I do too. I mean, we've already heard about the dislike between the players and whatever the special treatment that was happening with Kawhi and Paul George, and some of the other guys didn't like it. And then they have guys coming and going in the bubble. Lemon Pepper Lou was going to the strip club.
Lemon Pepper Lou.
He had to go get them wings. He got to get the wings.
Man. Right, and the thighs. He went to get the wings and the thighs and everything else.
And he had to check on his sister.
And to check on his sister. So
he's a dancer. It's okay.
They got a lot going on. But one of the other guys that we need to mention as far as breakout stars go is Luka Doncic. Like Luka broke out from the stardom that he already had and went to another level, right?
Yeah.
Luka is playing like he's like
playing out his mind.
He's playing out of his mind. So here's Luka's last couple of games. He had 36, 14, and 19 against Milwaukee. He had 30 the game before that, 34, 20, and 12 against Sacramento, which is like it's like a video game numbers. Against Phoenix, he had 48 and 11. I mean, Luka is just like, who is this? It's like he's a joystick. Like these numbers that he's putting up. People are calling him like the next Larry Bird. I see a lot of LeBron in him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like not as athletic, not the athleticism and everything like that, but just
size
like
size and skills.
Just like the size and skill, the way that he can impact the game, you know what I'm saying? The way that he can orchestrate the game and run the team. And then the way that he can do so many things at a high level. His defense has to come up a little bit because he doesn't have that lateral movement that some of the other greats, have.
It's almost like if Ben Simmons could shoot. It's almost like that.
Wow. Yeah, wow. Literally.
Kinda
yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, it is. Like Luka is like Luka's gonna be dangerous if he.
Oh
if
no,
he,
for years, and
man.
years. Yeah.
And it's like to think he's only like 21.
But that's probably the difference, though. Like, you got to realize, like, these guys come from European countries and working harder. And, you know, some of these, I'm going to keep it definitely 100%. Some of these American kids probably get babied through coming to the league. And, oh, you're the best, you're the greatest. And he's Russian and Ukrainian. And they're like, look, you're not nothing.
Right.
You got to be better than them to make it to the league. I need you to work 3 hours after practice. And you know, and international ball is more finesse. You know, so it's just like you can see the difference right there.
That's an interesting dynamic, because in the past, so many kids because a lot of these kids going to the league are from poor backgrounds, right? Kevin Garnett too, but Kevin Durant's story brings me to, like, when he did his speech winning the MVP, it literally brought me to tears, because you see he came from nothing, single family home, and just the grind that he was putting in as a kid. You know what I mean? Getting woken up at 5 a.m. by his mom like that. That's just a heartwarming story. That's a real story. But the problem is, a lot of these kids, more and more, you might not be from a lot, but once they see you at 11, 12, or maybe even younger, and you're like legit talent, you start getting babied. So now by the time you're in college or the league, you've had 7, 8, 9, 10 years of being babied, no matter what background you're from. And who knows what your work ethic is getting to the league. You know, I mean, you don't have the urgency that you got being an immigrant. You know, it's real interesting seeing how that whole culture is changing.
But Luka is really, you can really see how he's benefited from, like, to your point, Malik, from being in that EuroLeague and playing professional ball at such a young age, right? It's like when you are playing with your brothers, you know, you're playing with your older brothers when you're 8 and 9. And so when you're 15, you're killing cats at your age because you've been playing with guys that's bigger and better than you for the past. You can see it on him, like, you know what I'm saying? Because not only is his pure talent amazing, but when you look at his talent at the age that he's in and how he's just fearlessly, like, taking over games and things like that, it's because this is not new to him. He's been doing this.
He does this.
Like, this is not new to him.
I mean, another example of that is Steph Curry.
Yeah.
He's been playing basketball with professional basketball players since he was 13 years old. Yeah. So when he went to college and was averaging 40 in the Final Fours and all, he was averaging 40 points a game in the tournament. I knew he was going to be special. I was like, this kid right there, there's no way you averaging 40 in the tournament. It's just no way.
What's great about his story, though, too, is that, and Wally Szczerbiak is a similar story, because the guys that their dads played in the league, or Wally's dad was a big player overseas, but obviously Del Curry, I watched Del too. But you get the work ethic part too. You know, if the parent is doing their job, they're like, look, you've got some talent. You might be nice right now at 7, 8 years old, but like you got to put in the work. Nothing's given to you. You know what I mean? And then you're the son of a ball player, and you don't even get a look from your home state, North Carolina. You don't get a look from North Carolina State. You don't get a look from anybody. Davidson.
He had to go off the grid to play some ball, like,
because with that talent, I feel like he had talent. He was a great high school player, but they didn't believe in him. And I think he go, it doesn't matter where I'm from, who my dad is. And then it clicks, and you see that carry all the way into the league. And and allegedly, no one's got more of a work ethic than Steph, right?
Allegedly,
So with that being said, with all these budding stars, who are some of your teams of the future, JT? Like who are some of the teams that you think this will carry on into next season and so forth?
For sure. So there's a group of, I would say a handful of teams that I think could be, because they've got talent that could carry them there. But man, I hadn't thought about the Nuggets until the bubble the way I'm thinking about them now. Because Bol, I didn't know what his situation was. Michael Porter Jr., to be completely honest, until we started doing this podcast, I didn't even know who drafted him. Like I remembered him in college not playing. I was, there's so much going on. I wasn't even keeping track of where he was.
And he wasn't playing. He wasn't anywhere. He was home.
Being on that Nuggets team that's already been very good. When he was coming in averaging 9, and now he's a budding star. and they get Murray. I mean, and Bol again, it's an if because there's two big health factors with those guys, right?
Yeah.
But if Bol is half of the player we think he can be, that team is disgusting.
That team's
that team is the future.
Yeah.
Man, oh man,
that team is the future.
If
You're
they
right
can
about
keep
that.
them together and they sacrifice for their winning and really want to win, which it seems like there's a good core there. That team is nasty. And in the East, Joe, you already know, I'm actually picking them to go a little bit of a risky pick, but I'm going with the Celtics to go to the finals this year.
Yeah.
And that Celtics squad with that coach, that organization, and that talent, and that star in Jason Tatum.
I don't think that's a risky pick at all. Because to your point earlier, who's the brick wall in the Eastern
Nobody.
Conference? Nobody.
Yeah,
I mean, you don't bet your money on Milwaukee. Don't bet your money on Toronto. Don't bet them on the Sixers nor the Pacers, nor the Heat. Like, it's just a shit show. Like, it's just throwing stuff at the wall. Like, who knows who can come out the East? You know what I'm saying? At this point, like, should Milwaukee be the favorite because of the record? They got the MVP. Yes, but outside of that, it's like they could lose. I wouldn't be surprised if Milwaukee lost in the second round or something like that. You know what I mean? So I think Boston is a solid pick, but they're also a budding team. I think that Dallas, to me, the Mavericks are. I think the Mavericks can get their stuff together, maybe a couple pieces, and really be like in that top 3-4. In those top seeds in the West eventually. You know, not this year, obviously, but I see Dallas doing that. Like, and I'm looking at, it's weird to say, but like the Phoenix Suns, bro.
Yeah.
If they can keep Devin Booker.
They're my other West team.
And Deontay Ayton needs to start putting in some work.
Right.
That's a fact. That's a fact because he's a lot of talent and has a big body.
Yeah.
I've been thinking he hasn't quite been living up so far
to his hype.
To his hype.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But
I
love the Suns, man. I love when the Suns are good, man. I don't know why. I just love this. I'm a big Steve Nash guy.
Yeah.
Charles Barkley guy. I remember that stacked squad they had that almost beat the Bulls back in whatever it was, mid-90s.
Yeah.
So I like when I hope he stays there, but I also hope they put some things around him.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
They need to. Okay, let's make a quick shift to college football. There's a lot going on in college football right now, and as of recently, literally before we started taping this episode, the Pac-12 came out and they said that they're canceling football in the fall to hopefully play it in the spring. The Big Ten has already postponed football in the fall, hoping that it would happen in the spring. College football also, to me, is a shit show. They have really no governing body. It's just like, but the players have come out and they've also said that they wanted to play, but they also are like low-key unionizing and basically like coming together and saying, making some demands, saying like, you know, we want a plan, we want healthcare, you know, post college, we want things are abnormal to collegiate sports right now. What do you guys see as the future of college football as far as playing in the middle of the pandemic?
What do you think, Malik?
Well, like you said, I mean, it's a shit show, right? So first of all, a lot of people don't even know this. The NCAA is a nonprofit.
Yeah.
So the NCAA is making all this money off these kids, where these kids are struggling, coming from humble beginnings, like and kid can't get a job. He's starving. Yeah. And if anybody pays for dinner for him, it's like, oh my God,
he's going to jail. Yeah.
You're going to jail. But that's why I commend the West Coast for letting these kids make money off their likeliness now.
Yeah.
You know,
that's a start. Yeah,
that's a start. But honestly, I would put an asterisk on all of it. College and professional. Let's get this thing nipped in the bud.
Yeah.
Let's get this vaccine done. Because it's just like, how can you keep somebody in college in a bubble?
Right. That's my thing is like, you can't really do it without a bubble, but how do you have a bubble in college? They're a part of a university. If they're going to classes, if they're being around, you know, like, where do they live? They got to live in a dorm. But other people come and goes in dorm. You can't, you know what I mean?
And you're not paying them money. What is the incentive to go to a bubble?
So it's like, well, so what do you want me to do? Like, you know,
what I mean?
You could start paying them.
Yeah, how about that?
I mean, these guys are making billions of dollars a year.
Yeah.
And paying no taxes on it.
Right.
And,
and this is showing you how important the football programs are to these schools, because the part of the issue is they're saying like some of these schools, not only are sports programs going away if these sports can't play, but they're saying some of these schools won't survive. Like some of the smaller schools are going to be cutting academic programs and staff. And so they're literally, but this is why, you know, it's so outrageous that these players aren't being paid, because they're funding whole university and whole collegiate institutions.
And towns. They're funding towns.
Yes.
Penn State is a whole town.
I was about to say, part of the reason why Joe Paterno was letting whatever he let happen is because Penn State literally was the stand that entire town stood on. And if Penn State football went away, that you can check the town in the trash with them.
Out.
You know what I'm saying?
Happy what? You know, I mean, it's going to be this is the thing, is definitely record shown, because it shows how economics and sports correlate with each other.
Right.
Domestic violence will go up, right? Because football would be canceled.
Yep.
People will lose unemployment coming in December. Violence will go up because football is canceled.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a lot of things towards the December, January area that are going to inflate, because you're taking sports out of the situation.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Right. And it's going to, like, sports really keeps things normalized a little bit.
Right.
You know what I mean? So,
right.
Yeah. So it's crazy.
I'm just not. I'm not sure as far as like college football being played this year, or even finishing the season or crowning a champion, even though they never really crowned a champion. It's kind of like everybody gets a trophy, like they're on Oprah. But as far as them finishing the season, I don't have any. I'm losing all hope for college football as far as, you know, doing something during the pandemic, because there's no plan. There's just this whole time, all these other leagues were trying to plan stuff, except for the NFL. But like everybody else is trying to plan stuff. Like the NBA is working on the bubble, and UFC is having Fight Island, and even baseball is like trying to figure some things out. And then college football is just like, oh, we'll be all right. We'll just we'll just push things back.
They'll figure it out, right?
So it's really messed up, because of some of the kids were coming out, some of the star players, Trevor Lawrence and some of the top recruits are coming out and saying like, we want to play, but we also want to play safely. But you're inept to actually make a plan and do things the right way is costing people a lot, because a lot of people, this was their year to like make their case for their draft stock. You know, this was their year to kind of show what they can do, you know. So missing out on that year, especially if you're towards the end of your college career, can hurt you. It can really be a negative thing on your career, your professional career going forward. Like, it's going to really set people back as far as the players go. So the players are like, you know, you're screwing us in more ways than one, because you guys don't have a plan and you guys don't really know what you're going to do. You know what I mean? So,
like, you know, we always say, even in financing, right? If you aim at nothing, you hit it with amazing accuracy.
Yeah, period. Right? Wow. Put it
so
on
if you have no game plan or no way to get towards, remember that goal and desire that I said. So the goal is, we want to get back to sports, but then the desire is like, what are you doing to get there?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So everything correlates. Money trumps everything, so everything correlates with everything that's going on right now. Right. You see what I'm saying? So,
in conjunction with the NCAA kind of not knowing what they're going to do, Major League Baseball has had multiple breakouts. They've had to shut down, like pause the Cardinals. The Cardinals and the Mariners both had like breakouts in the clubhouse. So far, the issue is that the Cardinals have only played 5 games so far. And so, but they haven't canceled their seasons, right? So what's the process of like them making these games up? Like, how do they make the games up, and how are they still in somehow the league technically?
That's a good question. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you make those games up, or what you if you end up basing their records on.
I mean, that's why I said just now, Joe, I would just scratch everything. This is an asterisk year. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's no, because this is the plan. This is the plan. You do the asterisk. Remember in '95 when San Antonio won a championship because it was a lockout?
Yeah.
But but they only played like 20 for something games. So you asterisk this year. You get this vaccine together. You get back it's never going to be normal because this is the new normal.
Right.
You're
Right.
talking about the year.
The year. Then you don't have any disruptions moving forward. So you just have to. You got to exit out. I'm sorry, like people can't watch. It's just life.
Yeah.
You know, things happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God, no basketball, no football. We can't go to the beach. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You want to go to the beach and die? Go ahead. You know what I mean?
To your point, Malik, that year San Antonio, when you're talking about the year that MJ would have won his 7th championship had he not retired.
Yeah.
No. It is MJ always got a woulda, shoulda, coulda.
The greatest of all time.
According to the MJ apologists, he would have, shoulda, coulda had 20 championships.
Right?
It was.
Listen,
that wasn't the year Iverson crossed him over, was it?
It might have been. It might have been.
He should have been 6-0 in the finals, but oh wait.
He was 6-0. He never went to Game 7.
He would have won if he didn't take a break. He would have won. He would have won 8 championships. If the guy didn't break him up, they would have won 20 championships.
It speaks even more to his greatness. Could have been 10 chips. 10 chips.
Let's get back into the real world. Major League Baseball. So at this point, it doesn't look. I would bet that they maybe wouldn't finish the season, but. Recently, we just heard that they are planning on a playoff bubble because which is hello, thank you.
Yeah, you should have. Yeah,
because this is what the medical experts said that they needed to do. They told them, just like they told the NFL, if you guys want to finish the season, if you guys want to finish this, you need a bubble. You need something where you can keep everybody in a confined space. And do the proper testing and everything like that. So they're exploring the idea of a playoff bubble. We'll see how well that goes.
That works out. Yeah. I mean, it's like I said, I would just cancel it all.
You just chucking it.
I mean, listen, but
the NBA is doing a good job with their bubble.
The NBA is doing an excellent job.
But they also plan. You know what I'm saying? So
it's tough too because there's too many baseball teams and the games are too long. So the basketball is great because they're all on the same court.
Yeah.
It's 12 guys a team. Baseball's got, I don't even know, 20, 30. I don't know how many guys you got on a team, but it's a lot.
Yeah, that is true.
Basketball's kind of the perfect sport to make work. And UFC because –
and boxing,
because you get to the Fight Island, you get there, and then if someone has to bow out because of COVID or whatever other reason, you just put one guy back. You just put one girl or guy in.
Yeah.
Baseball and football especially, man, it's so contact. It's just too many problems.
Let's start here. Let's not have your players going back into the world after games and just doing whatever, living their lives, and then coming back to the
But if you put a contention in their contract, if you leave, like this is a fine or you're out for a certain amount of games, some type of contention in there.
Yeah,
these guys are stays put.
Yeah, that's true. Right.
That lemon pepper chicken though, it attracts.
I know
everybody.
You got to go to the strip club and get the chicken wings. Lou had to go get the chicken wings.
He almost messed it up for everybody. Okay,
Free Lou.
He could have brought back more than the COVID coming back from Magic City.
I know, right?
Who's this that just pops up on my Instagram?
Well, that's the guy right there.
Who's this?
That's that.
Is that a crowd?
That's that. Hey, yeah, there was a. Oh, okay. So
when was this?
This is why I was in Vegas. That show wasn't in Vegas, but we had to go to Vegas. So for those who are watching, JT was holding up a video of me playing from last weekend. So we had to go to Vegas to then get in the bus and everything, and then go to South Dakota for the Sturgis Festival, right? Because we thought the Sturgis Festival was going to be canceled. South Dakota's like, fuck that. Apparently, but it was the economics thing. Like apparently. They were like, they need this festival to happen, or the whole town of Sturgis would be like fucked.
There's also nobody there. Like people don't even live there. So like the COVID chance.
Exactly. So there's no COVID cases there.
Exactly.
Like New Zealand.
Let me tell y'all, Sturgis was looking like 2019 out there. Like they wasn't giving a fuck. Like I mean, we was the only people with masks on or socially distanced or everything. It was like. COVID never happened in South Dakota. Like it was crazy. So that's why I posted like we were socially distanced. They not so much. The crowd was out there. They was just all around each other. I mean, it was outdoor, so technically that's better. So say the experts, but they was out there like it was at some point during the show. It was looking like Live 8 out there, like just people were just packed in, rocking with each other. It was
so
a dope.
Joe, you play drums?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
We should like start a band.
Before the COVID, I used to play
silly,
drums, bro.
I sing.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Wow, man, you guys should start a band.
We should get together, bro.
All right.
Do stuff.
Let's check it out.
But we would have to do it in South Dakota because that's like the only place where like people actually don't give a fuck, and they're coming to shows and they're like, come back, and we're like, I don't know, we got to get tested first.
Carson Wentz town, Carson Wentz state.
Yeah, right? It is. Shout out Carson Wentz. Shout out Carson Wentz. Yeah. But that was a fun weekend. So before we get out of here, let's talk about JT in this card collection thing. Like, when did this start?
JT, let me tell you right before you get into that. I got a little hobby where I look at old storage units and I buy old storage units. I like antique stuff.
Oh, like the boy in a reality show. What's it?
So, I mean, that's just like it's an online thing. You go, you put a bid and you see what's in there. But I just bought 1,000 football and baseball cards, JT. You just said that. And I have to sell these cards. Yeah. I got some Michael Jordan cards. I got rookie cards from like the 80s. It's crazy.
They be worth something though.
Nothing.
Yeah,
so maybe we can collab on something. You help me out, get rid of these things.
Yeah.
Listen to me, guys, right now. So when I was a kid, like a lot of kids, right, I got into baseball cards. That was my first collecting experience, was baseball cards, because that was my first love, was baseball.
Yeah.
Right? Michael Jordan happened, greatest player of all time, and I got into basketball. And I don't know where they are, but I used to have an extensive basketball card collection.
Yeah.
Somewhere along the line, they are not with all my old baseball cards. I've got some nice old baseball cards. My basketball collection is nowhere to be found, which tells me one of my mom's boyfriends stole them. Or something along those lines. And it's a shame. Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen's, original, like the first year of Skybox. It's a shame. Oh, the Dream Team. Two sets of the original Dream Team.
Yeah.
But point being, I've been, first of all, Gary V. Do you guys know of
Gary I know V? Gary V. In North Carolina State, of course.
So Gary V is he's really blown up. He's a business guy, but he's blown up as a personality on social media expert, consultant, and really big in the marketing game. So if you look up Gary V, V-E-E, he's huge. And he's really into cards. He swears he's going to own the Jets someday.
Oh.
And I believe the dude's worth a lot of money. Great energy, motivational guy, inspirational dude. I listen to him almost every day. And he's been on this sports card thing for a while, maybe, I don't know, a year, 2 years. And now he's gotten in the full-blown business with the sports cards. Does full podcasts and full episodes on YouTube, live streams, all about sports cards.
Yeah.
So it sounds amazing and it sounds fun and it makes me want to get into it. But I've already taken on a lot of new things that I'm learning since COVID. And I'm like, man, that's not something I'm about to go start buying packs of cards. So we go, this is how it starts. I start going through my old collection of stuff just to see what I have, because I cleared out my storage unit.
Yeah.
The first card, I'm not even kidding you, I opened this little plastic box that none of those cards should have ever been in, but it's in this little plastic box. I open it up. I'm like, I'll just go through this one box, see what's in there. The first card on top is a Derek Jeter rookie card.
Wow.
Upper Deck SP, foil top. They just started doing the foil cards right around that time. So I looked at this card, I'm like, this is nice. And I was getting out of collecting. That was probably one of the last cards I got, which is why it was on top. When I'm like 12, 13 years old, whatever I was. So I take it out. I'm like, this is in pretty good condition. I look it up.
What?
And just to put it in perspective, I had a Rude Awakening later. It is a good card. But the Rude Awakening was the first thing I saw was that card sold when he went to the Hall of Fame. That card sold for $90,000.
What?
$90,000. So and then I look up some others, and one had sold for over 100. One had sold for 85, and I'm freaking out in my mind. I'm looking at this card. I'm like, it's in pretty good shape.
Yeah. Like, let's do this.
I go straight to the card shop. I got both my sons with me. Straight to the card shop. He's like, this might be a PSA 8. 8, not a 10, which drops the value. But I'm like, but 50,000? 40,000? So I started looking up the cards. Before he was going to the Hall of Fame, they spiked. The PSA Gem Mint 10s, which are like the perfect condition, like barely ever touched. Those are the ones that'll go really high. My card could maybe get, depending on what it grades out, I could probably get 500 to 1,000.
Yeah.
Somewhere in that range. But the point is, we're in the store, and Austin asks, "Hey, Dad, can we get some cards? Can we get some basketball cards?" I'm like, "Yeah, get some basketball cards." They start looking around like, "We don't see any new basketball cards. They're all old." I'm like, "Oh, I don't know." I asked the guy. He goes, "Oh, you can't even hold on to basketball cards these days. Like the box comes in, someone comes and buys the whole box." I'm like, "Really? Like that's weird." Like there used to be a bunch of them when I was a kid. So it turns out the market is booming for basketball cards.
Really?
Basketball cards are at like an all-time high. All the old Jordans, the Last Dance boosted the Jordans and Pippins and Rodmans, and the new cards are hard to find. It's almost impossible to find the packs you want to find. So long story short, that kind of made me go like, oh, well, I understand basketball. Like I used to collect, like maybe I will get back into it. But point is, I buy some baseball cards. Dude, I'm telling you, all it took was opening one pack of cards, smelling the inside of the wrapper.
Yeah, you got to
picking the cards out and going through and finding a Mookie Betts, finding a Charlie Blackmon. And I'm telling you, it's like heroin. I am addicted. It brought me right back to being a kid.
Yeah.
And I bought 4 packs that day. The next day I went in to ask about something else.
Yeah.
Bought 6 more packs.
Oh my God.
Keep in mind, this is not the way to collect. You're not supposed to be really buying packs. You're supposed to be buying cards as an investment to flip.
Okay.
But the fun part is opening packs.
Yeah.
So I'm so far a couple $100 in to my new collection.
Oh wow.
A couple $1,000 into your new collection.
Right.
You downplaying it.
Yeah, right. He's next thing I know, it was $6,000 gone.
Listen,
and I got all these cards in my house.
I've got bids online. I've got 50 bids on eBay right now.
Really?
Wow.
50 bids, including a Giannis that I've bid $100 on. I don't know what I'm thinking. I do know it sells for $1,000. I'm not going to get it. But point is, the true rookie of the year, Zion, I got a few bids on his cards.
Oh,
but
God.
I have taken a deep dive.
Yeah.
Learning the art of collecting and flipping cards.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, my knowledge has gone 100x in the last week.
I gotta show you guys the collection I just got. Yo. So I'm at my friend's house. My friend we're just chilling by the pool and things. And we have friends out and they're they're at the cabana and all of that. But but look, all of these cards though, JT, look at this. JT, like Moses Malone's, look, oh
wow.
I'm sorry, let me get you back. So San Francisco 49ers when they won.
You do this.
Oh no, listen, on the storage, look at all these 3 bins right here are full of cards. And old cards, new cards, the Michael Jordan in here. It's a Michael Jordan in here. It's crazy. Pay $700 for all these cards.
Wow.
3 bins. Look at that.
That's
3
bins.
Good
deal. That's a good deal.
All cards.
Somewhere in there, you're gonna have some rookies. And
so my friend is a big art collector. He buys a lot of art, as you can see.
Yeah.
So he's huge on art. So he's helping me with like getting it graded and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And putting it in, and just helping me get rid of them because I didn't know nothing about that.
Well,
wow.
Malik, I haven't told Joe this yet. I haven't brought it up. I'll just make the announcement right now.
Yeah.
I'm full blown. This is not going away. I'm either gonna go broke or I'm gonna have a very successful card flipping business. I'm telling you.
Listen,
I'm either gonna go broke.
Maybe we can collab, man. I got the inventory over here.
Hey,
period.
I got I got over 1,000 cards. I got.
I'm ready. I am beyond ready.
Yeah.
I'm Michael Porter Jr. ready to take it up to the next level. Let me tell you that.
Definitely.
And what I've realized, which made me more excited about it, Joe, because it's hard. You know how it is. We're trying to stay up on all the sports going on, and right now we only have basketball.
Right.
Basketball.
Baseball's
and boxing. Got boxing every Tuesday and Thursday.
We got UFC too. Like stuff's happening, but I'm just saying, like we tend to cover the NBA, the NFL, and then some other stuff going on around, and it's tough to keep up. But I start getting into this business, and I'm like, oh, you got to get the hottest cards right now, at the best value you can. I'm learning so much more though, and a lot of it is based on evaluating players, just as if you were going to draft for a fantasy league or draft for an actual team.
Oh wow.
And so that's what really got me into it. I'm like, oh, well, I'm good at evaluating talent. So if I can kind of spot these guys that no one else really, that card guys that don't really know the sport that well, aren't seeing, which I already have, I'm like, oh, I kind of have a little edge here. So that's what really got me into it. And now I'm like, I want to watch the games. I want to see how these guys are performing, how the young guys, how old is this dude? 22 years old, and he's, you know what I mean, like stuff like that, and seeing potential.
Wow. Because it's all intertwined.
Dude, these Michael Porter Juniors went from going for 30, 40 bucks to going for you. There's Michael Porter Juniors. I tried to buy one the other day, went for 300 bucks.
Wow.
He's nobody yet still.
Right.
He's just balling out in the bubble.
Dang, I never knew this card thing was like,
it's
like a
big
whole
deal,
underworld.
man.
like
I didn't.
It's either. A big deal. It's a big deal.
That's what I thought. Actually, that's what I thought it was. Underworld. This is mainstream.
Well,
all these big names are into it now. It's big business right now.
Yeah. That's nuts. That's crazy.
Well, definitely, fellas, I really enjoy you guys having me on. You know, definitely. Anytime, man. I love to talk sports, and when I'll definitely put you guys on game once this kid signs with me.
We gotta
have as a lottery. Well, may have 2 lottery picks. I may make history this year.
Yeah, we gotta get you back on so that we can check out what you're doing and maybe talk to one of your guys, talk to one of your clients.
Yeah, that's easy. That's easy. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
JT, you guys definitely have a great day. Thanks for everything, Joe.
Thank you, man.
Anytime you guys wanna, Joe, anytime you're in Vegas, hit me. JT.
Oh, for sure. That's happening.
Look at these cards with me, JT. I'm telling you, I got some winners in here.
I'm ready.
Trust me, he's a card collector.
Malik, you listen to me.
Yeah.
I get my
and you got a place to stay. You can stay at my house. We can come look at the cards and we can go through them.
Period.
Malik, I'm not kidding. I get my truck back this week. I will be to your house the next day. I'm not even joking. I'm so addicted to this thing right now, man. It is
a lot of people are.
Yeah.
It is so much fun. And the fact that you can actually really make money doing it.
Exactly. And having fun doing it. Yeah.
I'm about fun and I'm about money.
Right.
Exactly.
Things.
Malik, thanks for coming, bro.
No, thanks, Joe. Thanks, JT. You guys have a great one, okay?
All right, you too.
See ya.
All right.
Okay, let's get out of here on this. So Ben Simmons' season is officially over. We talked about them a little bit earlier, the Sixers and how they're a dumpster fire. His season is officially over because he needs surgery to remove a loose body in his knee. Literally, that's what it said. I didn't make this up. I found it. I read it. It said loose body. Didn't know that you could have a body in your knee.
I didn't either. I see a lot of loose bodies on P Valley, but I don't know how that relates to his
First of all, shout out P Valley because I'm hooked, okay? We in it. We all the way in the P Valley.
Mississippi.
P Valley. Oh yeah, Mississippi. We love Mississippi. But shout out P Valley. So yeah, it's a loose body in his knee. And his season is done. I don't know how he's gonna bounce back from that. Or what? It's just they can't get away from the injury.
There's a loose body in his 3-point shot. That's
there's a loose body in his 3-point shot. Also, there was an issue that your boy, Draymond Green got himself in trouble again, because of his mouth. Let's listen to what he said first.
It's great to see Book playing well and Phoenix playing well, but get my man out of Phoenix. It's not good for him. It's not good for his career. Sorry, Chuck. But they got to get Book out of Phoenix. I need my man to go somewhere where he can play great basketball all the time and win because he's that type of player.
Are you tampering?
Maybe.
That was the best part. Are you tampering? Maybe he is tampering.
Turns out he is
because he got fined $50,000. But
I'm confused as to why that's tampering, saying that a player needs to get out of
because as a player, you technically can't comment on other players' free agency moves. You can't comment on them. Even if you say like, he's a great player, I wish him best of luck in free agency. Like, I want him to make you cannot comment on it at all because they're assuming that in your commentary, you can kind of dog whistle certain things. You can kind of let him know, like, hey, bro, the Warriors are feeling you. Maybe Devin Booker on the Warrior. Like, they're trying to stop you from doing it.
I get it. I just, wow, that seems like a big violation of the Constitution. Like, I mean, I get
it is, but you don't.
I get, but if
you don't get freedom of speech under your workplace.
Yeah,
you don't.
Rough.
You don't.
That's
so
rough.
technically, that's their workplace.
It's also awesome.
It is awesome.
It's awesome.
It is awesome.
3-time champion Draymond Green could say whatever the hell he wants. NBA.
And he does. And he also has opened up the idea, the conversation that we'll probably have somewhere down the line of Devin Booker on the Warriors. What does that look like?
Oh, that looks
so that's
really
something
good.
that who knows?
Really,
I didn't realize that his free agency was coming up so close. But
is it the end of this
I
year?
guess so. I think it's either, if it's not the end of this year, it's next year. But that's gonna be
Devin
really
Booker
interesting.
at the 2, Clay at the 3,
Yeah.
Steph at the 1. That is the greatest. Well, it's the second greatest.
It's the
shooting
second
trio
greatest
of all time.
I was about to say almost.
We already had one.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that would be nice. That would be very nice.
That would be nice.
I still just feel like the Greek Freak is going to be leaving, and I feel like it's going to be Miami or Golden State. I don't know why I feel that way, but that's just how I feel.
Yeah.
I feel like Miami suits him the best. I don't know why. Just like it's a feeling. People love Miami.
Yeah.
They've already got talent. I mean, if they can hold on to some of the talent they have.
Yeah.
I mean, Giannis and Adebayo. That's nasty.
Yeah.
And the other talent they got, that'd be killer. But
yeah, that'll be dope.
Come to the Warriors.
There's a UFC fight happening this weekend. Am I right?
There is a big one.
A big one.
Big Cormier and Miocic, who you and I saw Miocic beat. Oh my goodness.
I can't remember who it was.
Francis Ngannou.
Yes.
Who I think is going to be the next big heavyweight star.
Yeah.
I think because Miocic, I think, is almost done. Cormier, allegedly, this is his last fight.
Yeah.
I think what's going to happen is Ngannou is going to become the heavyweight champ. Cormier is going to come back few years, whatever it is. He's going to try to take it, and he's not going to. Ngannou's a freak. Yeah,
so that's going to be really interesting to watch. Pay attention. Stay tuned. Look out for us next week, guys, because we obviously will recap the UFC events of this weekend, and we are looking at having a pretty decent UFC guest on next week. We will not say the name right now until we confirm it, but we're looking at having a pretty dope UFC guest on next week. So you guys continue.
How do I not know about this?
You do know about this. We had this conversation. This was a text conversation that we had a couple days ago. So you do know about this.
Was I drunk? Maybe
you were. I don't. You might have been looking at cards
every day. Literally every day.
It might have been it. So look out for us next weekend. Next week for the podcast. I'm at Joe Connor 33 everywhere. Make sure that you follow our pages. Backstage Sports on YouTube, on Twitter, Twitch, on TikTok until TikTok is no more. All of that. Follow us everywhere.
Listen, I'm at JT Harker on everything. We're about to be doing way more lives. Me and Joe are talking about.
Yes, we are going to do more lives.
We're going to give you more content.
Yes.
I'll probably be tying in the card collecting since it's booming.
Yes.
We want to give you guys more stuff, and we're very excited. Our views we started this humble beginnings.
Yeah.
Now it went from literally one view per video.
Literally, yes. Started from the bottom.
Video,
literally.
Or an Instagram video, and now consistently over 25, 30. It's only going to go up.
Yeah.
Hey, please subscribe. I know you guys like watching the videos, but subscribe to the videos.
Yep.
Follow and subscribe to any podcast that you listen to us on. Follow the social media because we're not stopping. We're going to keep this going, and we need you guys.
Period. Thank you guys for watching. This has been another episode of the Backstage Sports Podcast. Until next week, be safe and be great. Peace.
Free Lou. All hail Zion.
Lemon Pepper Lou.
Backstage Sports.